Hi guys, it won't come as much of a shock if I say Donald Trump doesn't understand tariffs, but his use of them to achieve his official goal, that of bringing manufacturing back to the US, is thwarted by the tariffs in many different ways. The founder and CEO of MGA Entertainment explained to Bloomberg the problem not just with Trump's tariffs and his attempt to restore American jobs, but how countries imposing tariffs will make US manufacturing less competitive. The old truth about tariffs still stands. There aren't any winners, but there are lots of losers.
Is there any future at all, Isaac, in which you see reshoring to the United States in any capacity?
There is, we have the largest and oldest factory in Hudson, Ohio, called Littletex. We make a lot of products there, but it is not possible to bring a lot of toys to USA. I'm just going to show you this here, for example. This is a Littletex Story Dream Machine, which is the number one selling storytelling unit for children, and it's $50 retail. There's no way to make this in the USA, and unless you make it for $200. So it's not possible to make it. We know how to make toys in USA. We make Cozy Coupe, which is the number one selling car in America. And yes, if we were going to ship it to India, they have 70% tariff. But we got China, Vietnam, Japan, etc. to waive tariffs. So if USA continues with this tariff war, of course they will raise tariffs in China, Vietnam, etc. And we're going to be double whammed, because now we have to lay off people in our Hudson, Ohio, because we're no longer going to be able to export these toys.
There we have it. We keep hearing it from the other side. Oh, look, what Donald Trump is going to do is he's going to impose tariffs on China, on the European Union, and this is going to bring manufacturing back to the US, ignoring the reality that, well, if those other parts of the world, China, the EU, Australia, Japan, whatever, if they impose tariffs, of course, it's going to make American products more expensive. And if those markets are no longer viable for export, then in some cases, businesses will have to lay off staff, as Isaac has pointed out here. Once again, there are no winners in a trade war. Donald Trump thinks he can win. Donald Trump doesn't understand. Donald Trump bankrupted casinos. He doesn't understand how the market works. He doesn't understand economics. He doesn't understand any of these things. He keeps talking about tariffs as if other countries pay the tariff, when in reality it's the importer who pays it. Nobody seems to be willing to stand up and explain that to him. And that's a massive problem, because Donald Trump is acting like a bull in a china shop. He doesn't care about the consequences. Now, I think the goal here is not about bringing back manufacturing to the US, it's about destroying the US economy. Tourism has been impacted. Manufacturing has been impacted. There have already been stories about Stellantis cutting jobs when it comes to building trucks, Ram trucks, for example. They've laid off about 900 workers because of these tariffs. So US manufacturing is going to be damaged. It's not going to see a resurgence. And even if there is a resurgence, well, you're not going to be able to export a lot of goods because there'll be massive tariffs on the other side. So Donald Trump doesn't know what he's doing. But I keep coming back to this point. I believe the goal here is not to create a sort of resurgence of US manufacturing, but to destroy the economy so that somebody else can sweep in and buy up these companies for a song. It's about disaster capitalism. This is their goal. It's not about restoring America. Restoring it, making some people extremely rich at the expense of everyone else.